The Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
It's the front page news.
It's what's trending now.
We got the one and only Dr. MJ Collier on with us this morning. Dr. Collier, good morning.
Good morning, Rickey Smiley. Happy Monday to you. Shout out and hello from my daughter Carla. She told me to tell you good morning. She's on her way to work at the largest airline in Atlanta. You know that. Okay. So now, in reference to the coronavirus, Ricky, the nation's daily death average has now climbed to nearly 500 people per day dying from this Delta variant, a 183% increase over the past month. 7 weeks ago, the daily deaths were at their lowest point since March of 2020. So look at where we've come in the last 2 months. Starting around 4th of July, the daily case average has increased to about 114,000, an increase of 884% since mid-June. Several states, including Florida, Hawaii, Louisiana, and Mississippi, are now experiencing their worst surge ever during any point of this pandemic. New York's case average is now 5 times higher than it was a month ago. Sad news, Ricky. In Mississippi, an 8th grader died on Saturday, just hours after testing positive for the coronavirus. She attended a junior high school which started classes August 6th, and within 1 week of classes starting, she contracted the virus and passed away. So keep her family up in prayers. The CDC notes that 59% of Americans now are fully vaccinated against coronavirus, so we're trying to reach that magic number of 70%. A third dose of the mRNA vaccine was approved for emergency use by those individuals with immune system compromise. And there are over 1 million people that have gotten a third dose of vaccine regardless of their status by just going to the drugstore and getting a third dose because that's what they wanted to do. So still not being recommended by the CDC, but that's where we are now. So, Rickey, in Canada, a new travel vaccination policy will apply to passengers and workers in the air, rail, and cruise ship sector. So if you're traveling in any form of fashion, train, ship, or plane, you're going to have to prove that you have been vaccinated. So that's where we are with this right now, except one last thing, the Lamba variant, which originated in Peru, but has moved around the world. This is the next variant that's coming. And it's unusual, Ricky, because it has a combination of 7 different mutations, which do make it more difficult to bind to cells and make it harder for our antibodies to latch onto the virus and neutralize it. So as of now, it's still not being shown to be resistant. But if a variant is going to be resistant to the vaccine, this Lambda variant has the most potential. So that's very let's go to the cause.
All right, you're on with Dr. Collier. Good morning.
I've had the Johnson & Johnson in March. Is it harmful to get another shot, or is it the Pfizer or the Moderna?
Okay, the funky cold Medina and the Pfizer are both options that people are taking advantage of. The CDC and the World Health Organization have not recommended mixing shots, but in other places around the world, people are doing just that. So, again, it's been shown without question that the mRNA vaccines are providing better protection. So that's a personal decision that you'll have to make in consultation with your private primary care physician.
All right, you're with Dr. Collier. Good morning.
I just wanted to know if you have already had COVID and you did receive a shot, should you get the booster shot as well?
Okay, if you have already had and recuperated from the infection, the coronavirus infection, COVID-19, then you are already in that position because you had natural antibody protection. And getting one shot of a vaccine gives you boosting over 100% higher. But getting both doses and now being fully immunized gives you a 300 to 500% higher immunization rate. So you are one of those people that probably won't ever need a booster. I think you'll be okay, and a booster won't be necessary unless you're immune compromised in some way, i.e. you've had a solid organ transplant, kidney, heart, or lung, etc.
All right, with Dr. Collier. Good morning.
Hi, yes, good morning. I have a question. I am on a warfarin, a blood thinner. Would it be safe to get the vaccine?
Yes, it would. Getting the vaccine would be good, and particularly because you're on warfarin, that would help prevent any clotting issues. But warfarin is used as a blood thinner. It's used for people that have a history of clot or atrial fibrillation, which can cause heart attacks and strokes. So it's perfectly okay. That's warfarin or which is a blood thinner that use primary.
All right, Dr. Collier, your phone went out. You still there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you're on with Dr. Collier. Good morning.
Yes, I want to know if you're asymptomatic on one variant of the corona, would you be asymptomatic on all the other variants?
Okay, I'm not sure what being asymptomatic on one variant means, but if you've had immunization, then you are protected. If you have had natural infection, which means you have natural immunity to the original coronavirus, then you still have some protection against the variants. There's not been shown that people that have had the primary disease are more susceptible to the Delta variant, but I would still recommend that you get vaccinated so that you are protected.
Dr. Colley, let everybody know how you could be reached.
Okay, you can reach me on all social media outlets at ASK Dr. MJ. Follow me on Facebook, and I'll follow you back, I promise. And these are the opinions expressed of Dr. MJ Collier, not those of Mr. Rickey Smiley, the Rickey Smiley Morning Show cast or production crew, or its radio affiliates listen to around the country. Listen to